Okay, today is a lift day, and I'm going to proceed on today as if this is a lift day and you don't want it to be a lift day. You want it to be a lift down day. So that's how we're going to start. Get your chairs. Here we go. So, first and foremost, when you're having a day that you're just, I don't know, maybe you did too much, maybe you not did too much, but you did a lot. And you are tired and you're like, I just don't feel like working out. My dog's going to bark. I'm warning you. Somebody's coming up the drive and I haven't put them in their cage. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to start with my chair. I have it turned here so you can see what I'm doing. Go ahead and sit in your chair, because when people are not wanting to work out, generally when I come into a class or I'm giving a talk or I come into a training session with them at their house, they're sitting down. We're going to sit down. Sit down. Hip hinge forward and then come back. So you're sitting down and you just don't feel like getting up, or you don't feel like moving. Well, that's exactly what we should do, but we have to ease into it. So I sit down on what? I sit down on my little stepping pad. Yeah, that's going to make getting up easier to get us going. So I'm going to come like this, and I'm going to come like this. You see what I'm doing with my head and neck? I put my hands here. I'm dropping my shoulders as I lean in. That kind of feels good to stretch my back. So if I do like this with my hands on my top of my legs, and I say rib cage up, see, that's not too hard. And then I start to hip hinge and I keep my shoulders down. As I'm coming forward, I look at my toes and they need to be forward pretty much. I mean, it's okay to have them turned out a tiny bit, that's okay, but pretty much forward. And you see what I'm doing? I'm doing repeated hip hinges. I'm coming down. It stretches my whole lower back. I am telling you, if you have overworked or you're feeling whatever, tired, you didn't sleep last night really well. And some people think, okay, well, you do moves in there that, it's too easy for me. Well, if you have arthritis in a lot of joints, you don't feel like moving. That's exactly what you should do. But you have to do it carefully, okay? So what am I doing? I'm doing repeated hip hinges. While I'm sitting on this higher pad, I drop my shoulders. I say rib cage up. I make sure my feet are wide. Don't go in here like this and try to do this. Stay out here. Because as you go down, my rib cage is up. And as I go deeper, I keep saying rib cage up. You know why? Because if I can keep my back extended as I drop into this very low position, I start feeling stretches in my groin. Yes, that's going to open up all kinds of relief for you. And it's as simple as leaning in and then coming back up. So this move, keep your chin tucked, done repeatedly. You are asking all of your back extensors, and if I flare my elbows but I keep my shoulders down, then I start giving my shoulder girdle a really good movement progression. And I come back up. Now I'm going to start turning my chin from this side. I'm going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to come back up. Notice I don't turn it necessarily while I'm coming back up. I turn it first. I go down. I really feel that point of stretch coming in through the groin. And then I'm going to turn it while I'm down. And then I'm going to press gently on my knees here, gently. And as I come up, I'm keeping my head turned, breathing in, big deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And now I'm going to make sure I'm wide here, make sure my rib cage is up. Put my hands like this. I even turn my fingers into the inside. I turn my head. I come down. I go until I start to feel the groin stretching. Then I come to center with my head. Drop your shoulders. And I go the other way. And now as I'm down here in this press, and as I come back up, I'm going to be going from the toe where I'm pressing to the heel, okay? So as I come down, I'm gonna turn my head, drop my shoulders, keep my head turning. Now I'm gonna start pushing into the toe, and now I'm gonna start to turn my head, and now I'm gonna push into the heels, and I'm gonna push back up. Okay, that little leveling that I'm having you do with pointing into the toes as you go down, pointing into the heels as you come up, helps to start engaging all kinds of muscle and connective joints. Okay, here we go. Press back up, then I turn straight, then I turn my head, say rib cage up, drop my shoulders. Come down, pressing into the heels. And then I'm gonna come back up, pressing into the heels. I'm gonna turn my head one more time. I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm coming down, come to the center, then turn my head the other way. So I've gone from one side to the other, come back up. And the whole trick to make this really worth doing repeatedly is this relationship in the hip. After I've done that several times, which we have done that, then I'm gonna act like I'm gonna cross my leg. See that? And then I'm gonna come back. Then I'm gonna act like I'm gonna cross my leg. See that? I should have done this yesterday when everybody was here. We were all sitting around the table. I should have said, okay. Kathy's rolling her eyes right now. Okay, open back. Okay, so now what am I doing? I'm doing the opposite of what I did before. I'm opening back. I'm still hip hinging. But I have to brace, and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna cross my leg. So even if you can't get that leg over there all the way, act like you're going to, okay? And every time you put your feet down, you hip hinge forward, rib cage up, then you go back, brace, bring that leg up and over. Now, let me tell you something. You may think, oh, you know, no problem. Why doesn't she get on with the class? I am. Let me tell you, if you've got hips that are talking to you, I don't care if it's arthritis. I don't care if you're sitting and looking at a bone-on-bone situation. This move, and when you start to lift and you feel those little, what is that? It gets your attention. So I'm saying take the pressure off, get your mechanics going, drop your shoulders, breathe, bring the leg up, then do the cross. Then I open and then I come back, okay? If I came into your room right now, and I should have done it yesterday. I should have said, okay, I shouldn't have said anything. I said, everybody cross your legs. If I would have done that, I will guarantee you somebody would have caved and rounded their back. That's what I don't want you to do. I want you to open back because you got to go somewhere. You have to have some room to cross that leg, right? So the trick is brace, big breath into the nose, out through the nose, open and cross. Then you come back, okay? Then you roll in, you roll back. Do the same thing. If you will do this in a step-by-step positioning, if you're somebody that's struggling with spinal stenosis, hip issues all over the place, hamstring issues, I'm telling you, when you get to the end of our repetitions here, you won't have that. Generally, you will not have that funny little pain. It's amazing. Okay, now I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to put it right here on my chair. See that? But what am I doing? Back is extended. Hand is going to be on this knee. And I'm opening the chest, okay? Right here. And I'm turning the opposite direction with my whole upper body. I can even turn my head. And I hang out here for a little bit because this is opening up. Now, I don't know if Kay's on this morning. I didn't see her. This is, I should put Kay's name on this. Okay, my rib cage is up. Number one, all you do is find a chair that you can hook your hand around. Okay, then you press against here and you push that chest even more as you're opening. You can go this way and then you go this way. Do both ways. You push, turn, then you push, open. See that? My hand is up here. My chin is tucked, but most importantly, my rib cage is up. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Okay? Take just a few minutes to do this through the day. This is going to counteract our tendency to stoop. Okay? It's a very simple maneuver, but it's a great one to get started with it when you're going to use your muscles a little bit. See? I have to be careful because see, some of you are I'm going to put on the subtitle as I'm talking. I put my hand on the other side and I pull against and turn and look, and then I pull the other way, both ways, but the shoulder is down. So I have to be careful. See, I can't say because we're going to lift heavy because see, you don't want to lift today because you're a lazy little slug today. And that's okay. I'm getting you primed. Okay, see how I'm holding this open? Then I'm going to turn and go the other way. So this is a really, really crucial move to master and to do. And you can do it anytime you're sitting in a chair, okay? You can just pretend you're looking back to see who's talking about somebody behind you. Okay, take a big deep breath. Here we go. Feet are wide. Now, I'm going to act like I'm going to stand up, but then I'm going to change my mind. No, don't bark. They're going to bark. Okay, I put my hands here. I have my little pad, right? I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to press into my heels. I'm going to act like I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to go back down. And I'm going to do that several times. And why am I doing this? It's the premise of this class. Okay? It's a lift day, and you don't want it to be a lift day. So here's what I want you to notice. See this? Now I'm putting my hands up here like this. If you want to use your hands here to give yourself a little tiny support as you lift your butt off the chair, then change your mind. Okay? So what am I doing? I'm doing progressive, gentle loading. And I really want to load these right now. I'm going to go here and here. I may use my hands or I may not. So I'm just going to come up here, put pressure in my heels. I'm putting so much pressure in my heels that my toes are actually coming up. And then I'm going to come back down. And I'm going to keep checking in with how I'm feeling. Okay? Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. So you're just changing your mind. See, you find yourself sitting in a chair. You say, okay, I have to get up. And then what do people do? Well, they get up and they're in a wrong position and they either hurt their back or it's painful or they hurt their knee. And when you do this kind of a thing, getting ready to warm up to get up, whoa. Okay, now we're going to do this in a minute and we're going to hang on to weights. You should be feeling these right here talking to you. Even if you have gone ahead and sat down every single time. Okay, now I'm staying in my heels. I'm not using my hands anymore. You could use your hands if you needed to. And now I'm barely touching the back part of my legs. Okay, barely. I'm into my heels pretty good. Breath. Breath. So you're just doing a series of changing your mind, which is what we do all day anyway, right? And I mean, if you need to go ahead and sit down, that's fine. Just don't get into rocking. And what I mean by rocking is you're using momentum with your upper body to get up. I want everything to be right here, right here, right here. You got it? We're gonna do a couple more, just a couple more. So anytime I say couple, we're gonna do a couple, then Kathy loses her mind, because a couple, by definition, is anywhere from 2 to maybe 20. So, okay, let's do 5 more. Here we go. 1. Okay, stay in your heels. Stay in your heels, even if you sit. So just tap if you can. See, tap if you can, but sit if you must. See, you can put your hands here. You can use your hands. Okay, 2 more, 2 more. Breath. Drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Breath. 1 more. And now come up. Lead the choir. And you're up. Because you warmed these up. You got blood in there. You felt like getting up then. Okay? So now I'm going to turn. I'm going to take a step. I'm going to take a step. And I'm going to notice when I take a little step, it's a tiny bit wider of a step than a normal walk. My shoulders are down. I'm going to come back. And here's 2 things I want you to notice. What's the position of your feet when you take that step? And are you raising your heel in the back? So you can bend your knee, but I don't want you to raise your heel. Yeah, try that a couple times. You're gonna see right there. See, I can bend my knee a little bit, but my heel stays on the ground. Now I'm gonna punch here in the front, and then I'm gonna pull in the back. See, that is the thing that everybody leaves out. Unless you're trained, you will punch in the front, but you don't pull from the back. I want you to pull from the back. So what do you do to make sure you're pulling from the back? Who knows? You shift. See that? So I'm going to push here in the front, but when I shift back and I bend that knee a little bit, then is where I pull. Now, if you're going too far with your step, if it's too big of a step, then you end up making a funny move. And I've seen it happen many times. And people do this. They push in the front, but then they don't pull in the back. And you know what they do with their back? They do this. They push and then they wrench their back like that to get them back, instead of employing these muscles in the back. I hope this is making sense to you. I'm breaking things down and I'm doing some very simple movement strategies and movement progressions to help you move better, okay? And to innervate those muscles. All right, so here I am. Number 1, don't lean in, okay? Line yourself up. You know how to do that, right? Ear over the shoulder, shoulder over the hip. And then there's my knee. See that? Brace. So how am I going to get from here to here without jerking my back? Brace. That's number 1. That's going to protect your back. Breathe. Drop your shoulders. Push, bend the knee, and pull from the back. We're going to do this one more time on the other side now. Check to make sure your toes are pretty straight, okay? Don't lean in. Some of you have leaned in already. Act like I'm there and I'm punching you. Depending on who you are, I might punch a little harder. Okay. Okay, here we go. Tight, brace, drop your shoulders. You're gonna push here, drop the knee in the back, and pull yourself back. That pull, I'm telling you, this move, and you can get progressively harder on this, but if you don't get this one down to where that you don't do that funny jerking of the back in order to pull your leg back, you're going to be stepping over stuff on hikes or in the yard. Here we go. See, I'm pushing, bend the knee in the back, pull, drop that knee and it'll pull you, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and put on my strength training gloves. And you see, I didn't start with my strength training gloves because of the title of this workout is when it's a lift day and you want it to be a lift down day. You want it to be a put down day. We want to go ahead and get our lifts done. So we started sitting on a pad. That makes it easier to sit in that chair, okay, to get us going. And then I broke down a few basic moves, getting up out of a chair and stepping forward and back and doing it correctly so that you don't wrench your back. So now I'm using those two moves. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pick up a light weight. Why light? Because I'm going on the premise that you pulled this one up because you read on the thing when it's a lift day and you want it to be a put down day. You don't want to lift, you want to put things down. So we're starting with light weights. Now I'm going to use those moves that I just started with. Now I've added 12 pounds, right? Right. So on the get-go, before I do that, this is our little interset before we go back into doing our work from the chair. Number one, this is light weights. All I'm going to do is change the mechanics through my hip, my back, and I'm going to do a gentle knee up. See that? Now, first of all, step a little wider than shoulder, okay? Brace, drop your shoulders, shift. But when you shift, you have to keep your knees soft. And see, I'm not bringing that knee up really far. We will do that at some point, but not right now. So see, I'm going to shift. So I'm sitting back into the move. That means I'm going to my heel. That means my knee is soft here. And then I'm just going to pull the knee up. I'm going to try to maintain a good neutral posture. See that? That means I don't overlean, which is what I have a tendency to do on this side. So if I break it down, and you got to remember too, that you're doing this little move with 12 pounds now, coming down through your shoulder to through your spine, okay? So as I push into that knee bend, the sit back motion is what I'm looking for. So once I do that, I can bring my knee up gently and put the pressure all the way down to my toes. Shift. Here's my Waterloo. So I'm into that. I got to bend my knee, drop my shoulders, breathe in. Got to keep myself straightened up. See, I put my toe down to make sure I'm not over leaning. Yes. Now I'm putting positive pressure all the way down. So I did my little leaning back and forth, pressing. Now I'm going to bring these weights. I'm going to put them right here. Okay. And I'm just going to hang on to them right here. They fit right there. They're not too heavy. Now, you notice what I did? I pulled the little pad out of the chair. Yes. So that means now when I go to sit down, sit to stand, I'm going to have to drop 2 inches further. Okay. So prep and get ready for that. So you're stepping wide number 1. Drop your shoulders, number 2. Press and come right to the sit down. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna do the very same thing. Stay with me on this because you wouldn't normally do this by yourself. I know it. I have my weights here. I'm gonna lean in, put pressure on my heels. Breathe in through the nose. Do not bring your head, don't hang your head out. And then I want you to change your mind about standing up. You know, just as you start, so brace, and then come back down. See that little tiny lift? So brace, press into the heels, push, and say, ah, change my mind, sit back down. Here we go. And back down, breath. Oh, heels, back down, breath, heels, back down, brace. Woo, rib cage up. So you're doing a series of changing your mind. Yeah, sometimes you got to change your mind. Sometimes you have to find your mind. Okay, heels and back down. Heels and back down. Now, if you can just barely touch the back of your legs and just keep changing your mind, well, good. If you need to sit down, that's perfectly fine, but make sure you're pushing into the heels and you're very braced and you're breathing. Breath, breath, heels, heels, and you're changing your mind, changing your mind, changing your mind. Think you're gonna get up, you're really pushing into the heels, and then you come and sit back down. Woo! Breath, stay with me, breath, stay with me, breath, go, breath, go, two more, we just got two more, one more, and stand. Wow, that should have got your attention. Big breath. So I'm going to revisit. Are you ready? Take that step and then come back. Now, I still have 6 and 6. So I have 12 pounds coming down my spine. So it would behoove me to make sure that I'm doing what? That I'm lining myself up. Number 1. Number 2, when you're starting this kind of a move, don't overstep. Okay, I just want you to take a normal step, feel the pressure as it shifts from your toes to your heels and back and forth, because that's all walking is, really. Okay, drop those shoulders, keep the weights right here on your shoulder. Say rib cage up, yeah. Rib cage up, and see, I've done a couple now because I've changed my weight load, so I have to adjust. Okay. So what's the 2 things that I'm going to check for? Don't overstep. And then when you start to overstep, in order to take a step, what do you have to do with the back leg? Yeah, you have to bend the knee and you have to push off the toe, correct? So I'm asking you to do the first stage, which is bend the knee, but do not lift the heel, okay? Because I'm going to step back, all right? So rib cage up, I'm gonna push off the front, then I'm gonna pull from the back. And I'm doing this now with 12 pounds coming down my spine. It's a light, considered light, you know, for a whole body move like this. However, if you have excessive leaning out, whoa, be careful, because that leaning out is going to put a lot of pressure when you're having weight on your shoulders all the way down your spine. So tight tummy, drop your shoulders. Keep the chin tucked.
I'll add a little water.
Somebody unmuting themselves.
I got 3 cards.
Carol, you gotta mute yourself.
Okay.
Carol, you've got to mute yourself. There you go. We had a little interruption there. Carol's busy this morning. Okay, so here we go. All right, drop the shoulders, step, pull back, switch, and it's up to you how big of a step that you get to take. But I can tell you that if you take a great big step and then you do this and you do this with your back, that's too big of a step and you're not executing correctly and you will wrench your back. So don't take that big, huge step if you can't get your knee down in the back with your heel down to pull yourself back. Okay, that's the task here. If you can help train your proprioceptive systems, your execution of this move, and figure out which is your challenging side, okay? I didn't say problem, I said challenge, right? Just like no kids are a problem, but we might have some challenges. Challenges we can do something about, right? Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, and keep kind of playing with the thought and then follow it with the action of stepping a tiny bit further. But really be careful about the execution here, okay? Again, and now I've stepped a little further out, and this is my challenge side. And the tendency is great to come down here and to get yourself back to your starting position by leaning through the back. Don't do it. Bend the back knee. Okay, tight tummy, drop your shoulder. Here we go. Bend the back knee. You're gonna push, and then you're gonna pull. Yeah, it's these little moves with a little weight on you that's going to get you stronger in your weak side, okay? Keep that back heel down. So many times I'll have somebody do my class right in front of me, and I have to keep stopping to go over and do little corrections. So one of the corrections is, on this one, is the heel is up. Keep your heel down. When you go to push and then pull, you want to pull with that full foot and that full leg and push back. And then if you're getting tired, or if you think you're off or something's not feeling right, go back to a little tiny step. See this? Just go back to a walking step. And pull back. Keep your heels down. Keep your feet down. Keep your tummy super tight. Breathing in through the nose. And you've got weights right here. And some of you, if you've had shoulder issues, just holding onto this weight like this is giving your shoulder, you're feeling it because it's talking to you. Yay, that's what I'm looking for. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Then I'm going to bring it back down. Kathy is ready to mutiny. She said she's done enough. I know you. Okay, here's my weights. I'm going to step wide like this. Okay, I'll go this way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to step wide and I'm going to sink right into that hip. Then I'm going to come forward to the middle. Okay, I have to step back here so I miss my chair. Okay, some of you are surprised at the small space that I'm occupying here. I'm going to step. I'm going to shift into the stepping leg, and I'm going to sink into that. This leg stays straight. And I got my weights, but I got them close to me. okay? And I'm gonna sink right down there, and then I'm gonna come right back. See that? Okay, drop your shoulders. I got my weights here. You can put them up here if you want to. You can hold them here, but I have them pretty central, okay? I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna sink down into that stepping leg with my other toe forward. And then I'm gonna come back. See that? So this is working through the abductors. So I'm gonna step, shift, push my butt back till I feel a little stretch coming in that groin. Yes. Drop your shoulders, hold your weights right here. Yeah, bring those elbows in. Step, shift, sink. See that? And I feel a little stretch in the groin of this leg. Then I'm going to come up and I push into the neutral position. Ready? I'm going to step, shift, push the butt back, sink into that stepping leg, and you're going to go down until you feel what? You're going to feel a groin stretch. Then you come up and you come up. Take a big deep breath. And I'm going to put these weights on my chair for just a minute. And I got to put my hair up because I am getting hot. Woo! Yeah. All right. So be ready to do whatever you need to keep going, okay? So take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to ask you to do something and do the same step, but now I'm going to ask you to put those weights back on the shoulders, okay? Now we've changed the position of the load. Yeah. Now the load is further up. Now I have to really pay attention because when I step this time and I hip hinge and I come down into that move, I got to hang on to these. Okie dokie. Push back, and that's groin, and that is back, and that is hip, and that is hamstring, and that is quad, and calf, and ankle. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I'm gonna shift, push the butt back, really go down far enough until you can do what? Feel. And when I say go down, I mean push your butt back. Don't bring your chest down without pushing that butt back. Yeah, because then you get into a head down position. I want you to be in a parallel position to the floor, okay? So here I go. Step, shift, push the hips back, and bend at the knee. And go down as far as you can, then come back up. Step, shift, sink. Okay, sink. Don't bring your head and chest down unless you're bringing and bending that knee. Then you come up. So in essence, you're doing a single leg squat is what you're doing, okay? But some of you are not in the position that you need to be in because you're putting your head down and you're not bending through the knee. You're not bending your butt. You're bringing your butt down. See how I'm bringing my butt down? Breath, breath. So I'm just doing a little pulse. Okay, do one more. And then come back. Ooh, okay, now we're gonna do that on the other side, a little pulse. So I'm gonna step, shift, keep that leg straight. As I'm coming down, I have to make sure my whole body's coming down, right? And then press, and then come down. See how I'm lifting by bending through the hip and the knee, okay? I'm not bending at my waist. Go down as far as you feel you can. Breath. Woo. Here we go. Breath. Here we go. Breath. And come back. Nice. Light weights. Yeah. I'm going to step wide. And I'm just going to go right here. And then right here. These are light weights. My hip is, my knees are soft, but I'm standing pretty straight. This is a light weight. This is a hammer curl. Okay. Then I'm going to turn my hands. I'm going to go straight on. See that? Light weights. Okay. And we're going to get a set. We're going to get a couple sets of 10 here, but I'm going to be switching. Okay. Like right now, I'm going to switch. Hammer. Hammer. Extend your back. Big breath. Couple more. Okay. Then we're going to come out here like this. And we go like this. These are light weights. My elbows are at my waist. My knees are soft, but my rib cage is really up. Big breath. In through the nose. In through the nose. In through the nose. Yeah, keep breathing. My hands are turned out at about a 45 degree. I'm just tapping my deltoid right there, my shoulder. Woo! Then I'm gonna go split stance. And I'm gonna lean in like that. I'm gonna drop my shoulders and say rib cage up. I'm gonna act like I'm pulling my elbows up over my back. Right like that. And here's the trick for anybody that has shoulder issues. Keep your shoulders down, number one. Keep your elbows in. As you're opening, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades. Then come back down. Now, the front leg is going to get tired in the gluteal, in the hamstring. This is like, oh, sorry. Oh, geez. You're going to get, this is a perfect move to help anybody that has had hamstring issues that are trying to get stronger without hurting it. Just step in, lean, open your toes. You're on the whole 4 corners of your foot. Here's your hands with light weights. Low. Bring those elbows in because your shoulder blades are coming in. And then open the shoulder blades. Close the shoulder blades. Lean in. Breath. Woo. Keep that heel down in the back. That's going to give you stability. Ah. Breath. Pull. Breath. Go. Sorry about that. Go. Breath. Go. Breath. Oh, Ruby. She is all messed up. Okay. Now. Her hair is up on the back of her neck. See, she's getting hot and bothered for no reason. That's what we do a lot. Just let it go. Okay. If your hands are getting tired, put those weights down and just open the hands. Don't forget which leg was front. Okay. I'm telling you, this move, you think you're doing upper body work. Actually, you're doing more on that hamstring and gluteal than you're doing almost in any other thing because you're steady. This is keeping us from falling over on our nose. And boy, you have to be grounded down in there to do this right. Okay. The knee doesn't go way out over the toe. Okay. Pull, pull. See how I just did that? I just took a break and just pulled those hands. Because even though these are light weights, we've been hanging on to them. Take a break. Yeah, take a break. Take a breath. Take a breath. Pull under. Pull under. Shake. Got it? Now grab them again. Or not. Okay, so here I am. So if you haven't been in class, one of the reasons I really like working with free weights, especially these type where it's easy to get your hand around that barrel, is it helps your grip. You get tired. Yeah, that's the point of strength work. Duh. Oh, that's a newsflash to my little slugs out there. Okay, I'm stepping forward. Are you ready? So not huge. Keep the heel down and back. Bend as if you're gonna go over on your nose unless that front leg was holding you back. That's the point. Then you're in the perfect position. Okay, so here I am. I'm gonna pull the elbows. I'm staying low for a reason. Okay, I know I have several people with shoulder issues. Stay low, keep your shoulders down, pull like you're putting your elbows over your back, and the shoulder blades have to come in, and then they open. Now, one of the reasons why your hands get so tired is that you over grip. Okay, so kind of you're hanging on to the weight, yes, but you don't over grip. All right, so now right now you should be feeling the front back of your leg and the gluteal starting to speak to you in French. Woo! Okay, stay with me. Keep that knee soft in back and in front. Keep the heels down, shoulders down, open and close at that shoulder blade area. This is a very important move for people with osteoporosis, especially just doing the move correctly, even without weights. Okay? Okay, I won't say a couple. We're gonna do, all right, 3. Pull, keep that knee bent in the front. Pull, breath, pull, and pull back. Woo! I could feel that. I know that you probably did feel that. Okay? So we've primarily been using light weights or no weights, right? Now, I'm going to bring my little pad. Okay? So these are very good. They tend to not slip. I hope Barbara and Susan, I don't know if you're on today, but I hope it works for you. I know, I'm pretty sure it will. So look at here. See this? See that? Now, what if I go from that move to back all the way? Okay. This little maneuver that I'm showing you right now, I'm going to do it with my feet in different positions. Then I'm going to do it with weights. It'll be so fun. I know you can't wait. Okay, see here, I'm pushing off my toe. My knee here has to be bent. So I'm going to step over. And if you need to calibrate or meaning do little stutter steps in order to do this move without falling, that's fine. But my goal, that's G-O-A-L. I know, you would think it's G-O-W-L. Either way, what you're trying to do is go from there to here on an unstable surface. Listen, it's gonna throw you. Be ready for that. Have a little stinking chair next to you, okay? Safety first, or a wall, or a counter. Because I'm telling you, as you have your birthdays, and a lot of people don't get that chance, okay? So count your blessings, y'all. I know, puts it in perspective, doesn't it? These are the challenges that a lot of people start having. And a lot of times it's because of muscle weakness, which contributes to joint instability. Ah, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. So, sorry, I should have turned that off. Lots of things going on today. So, here we go. See here? I did all the first part of the class leading up to this. Okay, so here I am. We already know the position in the back. We're gonna shift, stage it if you need to, and then put your foot down. See that? Take a big breath, shoulders down. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Right here, up and over. You are on an unstable surface. Have a chair or a wall ready. Because when you go to do the step over, see that? Now I'm going to go back, which is what we did the whole class about, is how to step back over and back. Switch. Sorry about the dogs. It's real life. And come back. Now, your ankle, your legs, your core, everything is adjusting to the unstable surface that we are stepping over. And so I'm trying to get you to where you will do 30 of these little stinking moves. If you want to just do the move, you know, have this thing in your kitchen or wherever, and do 5 to 10 at a time. Ruby, you're being an irritant today, like some people. Here we go. Okay, here, see? Remember all that work we did at the first part of class? Yeah, now we've got an unstable surface that we're stepping over. So right there, our heels down at first, but then we actually are going to go ahead and push and come back down. See that? Now go back all the way. See that? One last one. Okay, drop the shoulders, rib cage up, bent knees. See this? Tighten tummy. Here we go. See that? And when you're doing that, and then you put the challenge of hesitating as you're going over and back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hesitate. Yeah. So tell me, as you're swinging your arms around because you have nothing in your hands, pretend that you've got weights in your hands. Okay? Well, you're not going to be swinging them around, are you? That's where I'm trying to get you to do this repeatedly so that the little guide wires, which includes our muscles, ligaments and tendons, more endurance and stronger, so that you're not flailing your arms all over the place. It's these very simple challenges done on a regular basis where you over challenge yourself a tiny bit that's going to be getting you stronger so that you navigate more independently. And that's our goal, right? I know it. I want to hear everybody repeat after me. That's our goal. I'm driving my teachers crazy. That's okay. I know how to do that. I know. It would have been a nightmare with me in your class. I know. Okay, bend the knee. Drop your shoulders. Okay. So this is mine that wobbles a lot more. I know how badly I need to do this. It's just that we do a few and then we quit. I'm like, stay with it, y'all. Okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick up my light weights. So we've worked with light weights today. All right. Because what's the name of this show? Yeah, it's a lift day, but you want it to be a put down day. You don't want to lift. Okay, so here's my hands right here. I'm not putting them on my shoulders. I already did that. I'm going to come here. Now I've picked up light weights, 6 and 6. As I step over and back, and I'm really paying attention. See, this is my weak leg. Go ahead and put that toe down if you need to, and then come back. So you're training yourself how to get out of an out of balance situation. Okay? That's what you're training. Because as you're coming over, you should have identified by now which is your challenged leg. Which are you more shaky on? So I know which one I am. It's this one. okay? Because that's my hip replace side. So be very aware of your movement patterning. When you go into this kind of a loading in an unstable surface situation, right here, don't do it quick. Bend the knee because you tend to want to lock your leg, tend to want to flail your arms. I know, that's just what you do. Your goal is to get over and back solid, not so much shaking. So in order to do that, my little slugs, you got to do several of them, okay? Because I'm not loading you super heavy today, okay? But this is 12 pounds that I have to manage, okay? And then just your own body weight. Oh my goodness, that's a challenge. Okay, so after you've done some weights, over and back, that's the thing, okay? We're gonna step up here, and we're gonna step down and step down, just like that. Come back and come back. So we're recovering. We're right here. We're gonna step and step a little wider. So that's gonna make me really rock and roll. Then I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna touch one leg and come right back here. Then I'm gonna touch one leg, come right back here. Then I'm gonna step and step. Take a big breath, tighten in the tummy. I'm gonna turn here because I'm on an unstable surface. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push. It's my little nephew lawnmower service. Okay. I'm trying to get these teenagers to work a little bit. Drop your shoulders. See how my knees are soft? And I have to hold balance on this little pad. Drop your shoulders, bend your knees. Really release your hips. Release your hips. Stay with me, don't come out of it yet. No, 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 no. Push, bend your knees, push, and gently come out of it and come out of it. Here's your chair. You're gonna put your hands on the chair, step back. You're gonna put the chest through, elbows are down, and you're gonna go all the way down into a soft knee and stretch through your lats, through your back, through your shoulders. Don't excessively drop your neck here. Keep your ears right in between your arms. And then pull the toe. Pull the toe. You're in your heel. You're stretching your hamstrings, and now you're pulling the toe, and it's even more. Ah! In the knees, step in, step back. Take one hand back. Reach back there. Keep your chin tucked, and then come back in. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Step forward. Step back. Take that other hand back. You're hanging on to that chair. Open. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Woo! And bring it back. Well, you should just feel like you're ready for the day now. It was so hard getting around this morning because you had one of those days. So this one's going to be when it's a loading day, lifting day, and you want it to be a put down day. That's this one. It'll get you going again, okay? Seriously.